Welcome! Come to join me on another expedition into the ether, I see. I must warn you, spoilers will take place here. But, should you decide to stay, I'll give you a peek into the beauty that this place holds. And if you enjoy our little adventure, perhaps you could share it with those you love, and maybe subscribe and leave a like. So let's begin. Now, I've met very few people who don't like Star Wars. Probably because I immediately cut all ties with them once they reveal that information. Only kidding. But I've seen remarkably few franchises affect so many generations of Star Wars. Like many out there, I grew up pretending to be a Jedi with my friends. We went on various adventures to hunt down bounty hunters and Sith, or to just duel each other. We had our toy lightsabers and would discuss at length what the true color of ours would be if we had the chance to have one. I'm sure this story is familiar to many out there. So it's no surprise that I would latch on to video games dealing with, well, Star Wars. Now, I've played many that I have enjoyed. Battlegrounds 2, The Old Republic, LEGO, Force Unleashed, and others. But Jedi Fallen Order was one that as soon as I heard about it, I wanted to play it. I just knew that it was going to be amazing. And I was not disappointed. The tale it weaves blends a magnificent concoction of nostalgia and discovery, while immersing you in its world. So, what can we find as we delve further? What lies beyond the surface of this temporal realm? Moments. Moments that make us feel. Moments that make us think. And of course, moments that simply make our jaws drop. I could probably talk for hours about Fallen Order. From the combat, to the worlds, to the story, to the exploration, the nuances, to the Easter eggs, there is so much to unpack in a game with as much passion put into it as this. But you nor I have the time for that. So given the limited time, what makes this game a Rapture of the Deep? Well, Rapture of the Deep is all about immersion. And if you're willing, you are immediately immersed as Cal as the game opens. You have this awesome tune playing as you scan the scrapyard, only to realize that the music you are listening to is actually the music that Cal is listening to. Ergo, you are Cal. Alrighty then, now that we know who you are, let's get you properly confused, disoriented, reluctant, hopeful, angry, make you confront your past, and leave the decision of the future in your hands. Sound good? Too bad, because that's the ride you're in for if you continue to try and be a Jedi. Being a Jedi is about much more than wielding a lightsaber. It's about a journey. The more you play, the deeper the immersion goes. I remember being on the train at the beginning and almost falling out of my chair when I realized I was having a force vision. I was walking down the train and quite literally thought something was wrong when the door wouldn't open. When I finally turned around and saw I was no longer on the train at all, well, I was shocked. Then, I was commanded to trust only in the Force by my former master, terrifying, and the next thing I knew, I was on a ship with a ragtag group trying to save the Force-sensitive children from the Empire. My journey would take me all over the galaxy and asked me to aid rebellions, fight inquisitors, challenge zombies, and eventually face my own past. You may notice that I've been using the first person to describe all this, and that's the beauty of this game. It felt like it was happening to me. It felt like it was my story. The train was the start of my journey. My call to action, so to speak. And soon I had a higher call, to save children and rebuild the Jedi Order. These were the first two pieces that made me feel like a Jedi, an awakening, and a purpose. We interrupt this program to bring you moments that don't add to being a Jedi, but are a heap of fun anyway. First off, we have the moment that you got to ride the giant bird on the planet Kashyyyk. The whole journey to the tree, I wanted to go for a ride and was thrilled when I was given my chance. Next up, we have the moment where the AI of the enemies was bugged and they wouldn't attack me for some unknown reason. And finally, we have the fiercest enemy you'll ever face. Not the big bad himself, Darth Vader, while exceptionally cool and spectacular. No, we have the T-posing Inquisitor. You thought they were bad before, but when they have no animation and just hover at you, you are witnessing the true terror they possess. Now back to your regularly scheduled journey into the ether. Sorry about that, I just had to mention those fun moments. Now, my journey to being a Jedi had two more moments that truly added to my growth. The first of which was really the culmination of many moments. When I confronted my past and overcame it. This moment was spectacular because of the build-up to it. It wasn't just out of the blue. You've watched as Cal has relived moments from his past, and you see firsthand his experience with the Purge. I love this because it really gives you a glimpse into the reality of that genocide. The betrayal of those who had become your friends. Now, this trial of overcoming one's past is not easily overcome. And yet, in order to complete your task and your journey, you must. You must face your past head on. For if you cannot overcome your past, how can you hope to live for the future? The final piece of this puzzle, the final moment, well, funny enough, it was the final moment of the game. Cal's decision on the future of the Jedi Order. Whether you liked it or not, it happened. And I personally thought it was a great moment because it showed the growth that you had had. You weren't focused on just yourself and your desires, which had changed from survival to rebuilding the Jedi and now saving the Force-sensitive children. This will be your final spoiler warning for the final scene of the game. Alright. Destroying the holocron was fantastic to me for two big reasons. Firstly, because it wasn't just his decision. He looks at everyone and they know what he's proposing. And they all silently agree. This showed the trust that they had for one another, which was a stark contrast from the beginning when no one trusted anyone, and one of them literally wanted you dead. The second reason was because it was a hard choice. Most of the game is spent trying to get this stupid little thing, and then he goes and destroys it. But that's part of what makes a Jedi. Making hard decisions for the greater good. Could the galaxy benefit from more Jedi? Of course, absolutely. But you are now putting all of those children at risk of death or being turned to the dark side. So, you make the hard call, and you keep them secret, which keeps them safe. These 4 moments, a call to action, a discovery of purpose, facing your past, and making big difficult decisions were what made me feel like a Jedi. The combat contributed, but ultimately, it was my immersion in the story and growth of my character that made me feel like I was a kid playing in my backyard pretending to save the galaxy all over again. Thank you for joining me on today's expedition to witness the art of immersion available in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Tell me in the comments below about what color lightsaber yours is, and I'll see you the next time that we delve into the ether.